A very warm welcome to all of you to this episode of Mahabharat, Heroes and Their Stories. Barbarik. Barbarik or Belarsen was the grandson of Bhima, the second of the Pandavas' brothers, and the son of Ghatotkacha. Ghatotkacha was the son of Bhima and Hidambi. Even in his childhood, Barbarik was a very brave warrior. He learned the art of warfare from his mother. The gods Ashtadeva gave him the three infallible arrows. Hence, Barbarik came to be known as the bearer of three arrows. When Barbarik learned that the battle between the Pandavas and the Kauravas had become inevitable, he wanted to witness what was to be of the Mahabharata war. He promised his mother that if he felt the urge to participate in the battle, he would join the side that would be losing. He rode to the field on his blue horse, equipped with his three arrows and a bow. According to folklore, before the Kurukshetra war began, Krishna asked all the warriors how many days it would take to finish the Mahabharat war alone. Bhishma answered that he would take 20 days to finish the war. Dronacharya replied that it would take him 25 days. When Karna was asked, he said he would take 24 days. Arjun told Krishna it would take him 28 days for him to complete the battle all by himself. In this manner, Krishna asked each warrior and received an answer. Krishna, disguised as a Brahmin, stopped Barbarik to examine his strength. When asked how many days he would take to finish the war alone, Barbarik answered that he could finish it in 1 minute. Krishna then asked Barbarik how he would finish the great battle with just three arrows. Barbarik replied that a single arrow was enough to destroy all his opponents in the war, and it would then return to his quiver. He stated that the first arrow is used to mark all the things that he wanted to destroy. If he uses the second arrow, then the second arrow will mark all the things that he wants to save. On using the third arrow, it will destroy all the things that are marked and thus return to his quiver. In other words, with one arrow, he can fix all his targets, and with the other, he can destroy them. Krishna then challenged him to tie all the leaves of the peepal tree under which he was standing, using his arrows. Barbarik accepted the challenge and started meditating to release his arrow by closing his eyes. As Barbarik started meditating, Krishna quietly plucked a leaf from the tree and hid it under his foot. When Barbarik released his first arrow, it marked all the leaves of the tree and finally started hovering around the leg of Krishna. Krishna asked Barbarik why the arrow was hovering over his foot. Barbarik replied that there must be a leaf under his foot and the arrow was targeting his foot to mark the leaf that was hidden underneath. Barbarik advised Krishna to lift his leg, since otherwise the arrow would mark the leaf by piercing Krishna's foot. Krishna then lifted his foot and the first arrow also marked the hidden leaf. The third arrow then collected all the leaves, including the hidden leaf, and then tied them together. By this, Krishna concluded that the arrows were so powerful and infallible that even if Barbarik was unaware of the whereabouts of his targets, his arrow could still navigate and trace his intended targets. Thus, Krishna gets a deeper insight into Barbarik's phenomenal power. Krishna then asked the boy whom he would favor in the war. Barbarik revealed that he intends to fight for the side whichever is weak. As Pandavas had only 7 Akshayuni armies compared to the 11 of Kauravas, he considered that the Pandavas to be relatively the weaker side and hence wished to support them. But Krishna then asked him if he had seriously given a thought about the consequences before giving such a word to his mother. about supporting the weaker side. Barbarik assumed that his support to the relatively weaker Pandava side would make them victorious. Krishna then revealed the actual consequences of his word to his mother. Krishna says that whichever side he supports will end up making the other side weaker due to his power. Nobody would be able to defeat him. Hence, as he will be forced to switch sides to support the other side that has become weaker, which is due to the word to his mother. Thus, in an actual war, he would keep oscillating between the two sides, thereby destroying the entire army of both sides, and eventually only he would remain. Subsequently, none of the sides would become victorious, and he would be the lone survivor of the war. Hence, Krishna avoids his participation in the war by seeking his head in charity. Krishna then explained to him that before a battle, the head of the bravest Kshatriya needs to be sacrificed in order to worship or sanctify the battlefield. Krishna said that he considered Barbarik to be the bravest among the Kshatriyas, and hence asking for his head in charity. In fulfillment of his promise and in compliance with Krishna's command, Barbarik gave his head to him in charity. This happened on the 12th day of the Shukla Paksha, or the bright half of the moon of Fagun on Tuesday. Before decapitating himself, Barbarik told Krishna of his great desire to view the forthcoming battle and requested him to facilitate the same. Krishna agreed and placed the head on top of a hill overlooking the battle. From the hill, the head of Barbarik watched the entire battle. At the end of the battle, the victorious Pandava brothers argued amongst themselves as to who was responsible for their victory. Krishna suggested that Barbarik's head, which had watched the whole battle, should be allowed to judge. Barbarik's head suggested that it was Krishna alone who was responsible for the victory. Barbarik replied that all I could see was one thing, a divine chakra spinning all around the battlefield, killing all those who were not on the side of Dharma. Listening to this, Pandavas realized it was Narayan who actually eradicated the Dharma from the world, and the Pandavas were mere instruments. After the war, Barbarik's head was joined with his body, and he left that place for narrating the whole world to maintain peace. With this, we come to an end to this episode of Mahabharat and its heroes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, this is your host, Madhulika Chauhan, signing off. Stay healthy always. Narayan, Narayan.